or something. They've got boarded up, keep people from falling in. Well, here it is, the grave of David Dewey, 1858. And there is his wife. She died 1880, December 29th, and he died December 27th. And here is the markers for the kids. There's some other stones over here. I don't know if that is intentional or not. Looks like here's an old cross somebody had put up, perhaps. So not really hard to find. There's an old trail. It's probably a very active game trail. And I believe there's an old resident around here. A place where they lived, which is why they're buried up on this hill. So we'll look around here a little bit and then maybe we'll try to find that. Well, this is a pretty easy place to find, honestly. If you can find that campground, you can find this place. So I encourage you guys to have an adventure and come out here and find this yourselves. Just be respectful and you know, don't mess with the area, I guess, is the best thing I could say. We're going to continue on down this trail because in some of the historical documents that I found when I was looking this up, it said that the graves were located just a few hundred yards from a residence, and there was a spring. And I know that there's a spring this way. It's kind of at a junction of a couple trails. So we're going to head down this trail and see what it looks like. I can see horse tracks, so somebody has come down here recently because it's been raining all week. So I suspect somebody from the family probably comes up here and cleans up the site, because I didn't see a whole lot of you know, weeds or anything growing around it. So I haven't found anything yet. These type of adventures where you go off trail like this can be how people get lost. I mean, you can see that, well, my trail kind of ended, and that's all right. I can go this way, but because there's a woodpecker. Because I know that over here is the Big Sugar Creek, and I know that the trail follows the Big Sugar Creek, that if I ever got lost, I could just come walking down here and oh, there's the trail. So by having a good sense of your bearings, it can keep you from getting lost. I also know that if I had continued straight, the trail eventually loops back the other direction, so I probably would have run into it as well. But down there is the Big Sugar Creek. It's a little obstructed, but this is the overview of the Big Sugar Creek. Looks a little muddy, but we've had a lot of rain. I'm surprised it is as low as it is. I figured it'd be a lot higher with the amount of rain that we've had. There's mullein. It's a second-year mullein. It's starting to grow its top, and then it will get flowers up here and be done. But this is good stuff. You use it for toilet paper. You make tea out of it. I think I've talked about this before, but it's a good one to know. It's pretty easy to identify as well. So this is the big overlook, overlooking trees. It's a gorgeous day though. Until you get to the Frenchman Bluff Trail, I believe. This is the only overlook you're going to get on the Cuivre River North Loop. But this is up there. You can see they've got rope along the trees so you can tie up the horses. This section of the trail is equestrian. Get some benches chained up, no less. Don't want you guys stealing benches, because that would be easy. I believe these flowers right here 3 little flowers and then alternating leaves. This is called horse mint, I believe. Has some medicinal properties. Got more ropes to tie horses up. The trail continues up on the ridge line, but the spring is right down over here. So let's get some water, and I'll show you a little bit about this chest pack I got on. Alright, so the kit that I brought today was pretty minimalistic, so to speak, but it covers everything that I need. Essentially I have 8 out of the 10 C's covered in here, with the exception of cargo tape and a canvas needle, which had I brought my other trekking pole, I would have had cargo tape on it. But I just brought the one water bottle. This is a Slats Rescue belt. That's what this weave is called. This is just nothing but paracord. That's actually the shoulder strap for my little army butt pack, and I just modified it to fit the clean canteen. So this chest pack here is something that I made just to try to kind of see how the idea works. I need to make some adjustments. I need to make this a little bit longer. I actually need to get real straps. This was just a regular strap cut in half. But you can see that, I mean, I got a little mat pocket in the back. I got my knife. And I'll open this up here. So that's kind of what it looks like open up. I got my compass on the other side in a little pocket. And then it's just a big dump pouch here. I got some food. We got my Sawyer and a little container, and then first aid kit, some paracord, and then this little outdoor survival outdoors, whatever it is, little heat sheet kind of thing. And then on this side I made a little organizer. I got ferro rod, I got a lighter, a sharpener, brought some bio wipes in case you gotta poop, a little tripod, and I mean I have a just an emergency blanket. These things cost $1. They're light and they fit in the back pocket. I don't see why people just don't carry those all the time. And I got some matches in here, and I got some water purification tablets if I need it, and hand sanitizer and a whistle and all that junk. So I mean, for the most part, I got everything covered that I need. Should I be stuck out here, I can always rig up the heat sheet or the survival blanket into some sort of shelter. I mean, in these temperatures, I don't really think I would need it, but I could figure things out. I'm a smart dude. So anyway, the idea would be that it would be less gear to carry on the back, do a little lighter. I'm still working on the loadout, but that's essentially what I got. And I made that chest pack. It's all hand sewn out of duck cloth, and gauze grain for the straps and that sort of thing. So you can do some things if you're creative. So anyway, we're gonna get some water with the Sawyer, fill up the water bottle, and have some beef jerky. I had a whole thing of beef jerky in there too, so the thing holds a lot. But this is where the spring is. You can see it is definitely flowing. I'd have to say that by far the Sawyer Mini is about the easiest water treatment that you can do. I mean, it's not as good as boiling, but it's certainly a lot easier than using pills and waiting 4 hours. And for $20, it's super light. I definitely recommend it. What the heck is that? It's like a tiny snake, a worm of some sort. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Nature is weird and strange. Perhaps it is a worm from zombie David Dewey's brain. The trail back there is pretty heavily overgrown. The weeds are pretty tall. So make sure that if you come out here, you protect yourself from ticks. Yes, I like permethrin. I got a video on it. Check it out, it's worthwhile. I sprayed this stuff yesterday with permethrin. I got some brand new pants. I don't know if you can see my new pants. They're 511 Tac Light Pros. They're a little bit heavier than the Columbias that I had. So the idea would be that they would bushwhack a little bit better. I don't think they're going to be a very good hot weather pants. Today isn't too bad, but I have a feeling like if it was 90, you'd get pretty swampy down there quick. But it's funny because it's coated with Teflon, and I was trying to spray permethrin on it, and it didn't really quite want to get into the pores. You know, if the it would do all right if you just misted it, but if it got a little bit too misty, it would just run down the pants. So I guess plus for the Teflon coating, but you know, sucks getting permethrin in on it. I forget the name of the creek down here, but over this direction, once we continue along the ridge, we're going to come to the other campsite, which is just about close to the end. That campsite was the place where I did pretty much my very first solo adventure, which maybe if I can figure out annotations, I'll put a link to it up here somewhere. And that was my first solo. I almost froze to death. It was crazy. It's like 12 degrees out of 35 bag. It was a learning experience for sure. Taught me the importance of being able to create a fire. But we're just enjoying the day. We're seeing all kinds of crazy stuff. Lots of bugs everywhere. Lots of birds, squirrels. Haven't seen any rabbits or snakes yet, or deer. Lots of sign though. Look. Raspberries? Just messing with you, frog. It's one of my favorite water crossings. I love the fact that the whole bottom is just nothing but this rock shelf. I think it's very cool. Now that's a proper campsite sign. I've only ever camped here in the winter, but even then there was water flowing through here. So I think if it's wet enough, you're gonna have a little bit of water moving through here to get water from as your water source. So pretty standard fire grate. Now the sign says no fires, but if they don't want any fires, why do they put a fire grate in? I don't understand that. But you can see that if you would have camped here the other night, you would have had a lot of water moving through your camp as it came off the hill and went down towards that creek. So no bueno. I camped right here on that one adventure, but this tree right here I think would make me think twice about camping here with the weather that we get. You know, if it's rainy, high winds, we get tornadoes, this thing's coming down. So is the one next to it. So those would make me a little concerned, but it's not a bad little spot. There's a little bit of water flowing here, not a whole lot. You know, this is the trail crossing, so you'd try to want to get upstream if you could, but keep in mind, look around. It's a dead bird. You don't want to be getting water downstream of that. Group of horses came by. Honestly, it's best just to get off the trail and talk to the horses. Otherwise, they get spooked. It's easier than trying to outrun them, because they'll catch up to you. Now this spotted plant right here is mayapple, and it's kind of at the end of the season here. But this will produce a single fruit, and the fruit will only appear on those that have a double stem, or a split, and the fruit will appear right in the middle. So like this one, it won't have a fruit. It should maybe survive and then fruit next year. But the mayapple is in the nightshade family, if I remember correct. And if you eat it at the wrong time, you die. So it's a wild edible that I will definitely avoid. But apparently it's pretty tasty, and it's very rare that you'll actually find a ripe fruit on the plant, because apparently the deer go nuts for them. Well folks, I'm back on the double track and headed back towards the car. And this is the end of the Cuivre River North Cuivre River Loop Trail. I guess that's the full exact title. And I certainly appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you guys may come out and find David Dewey's grave as well. Big thanks to Mark for suggesting that. It was a fun day. It was a good trip. And the gear, for the most part, seemed all right. You know, I didn't mind the chest pack and the single water bottle. As long as I got the Sawyer filter, I can get water whenever I need it, as long as water is available. So there's no point in carrying large quantities. But hopefully I'll be getting back out and doing a lot more trips, doing some bushcraft stuff. I want to get back into the bush class things and try out some different gear, get some minimalist stuff, maybe mess with some tarps, just have some fun and do some neat and exciting things. So until the next time, hopefully you'll get out and just remember that life is an adventure. Go out and have one.